Hi, my name is Billy Gallagher and I'm a dietetic intern with K-State working at the Extension office here in Johnson County. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fluffy pancake, a little bit of a scrappy way to use up the rest of a peanut butter jar. So this here is just a empty peanut butter jar. It's still got some peanut butter residue in there. That's one of those things that a lot of us will end up either pitching, or if you are recycling, you've got to clean that out before you can do anything with it. So we're going to take that today and I'm going to show you a fun way to use up the rest of that jar. We're going to use flour. I'm actually using half whole wheat, half white flour. That's a neat little way to add in some additional nutrients for your batter. And we're going to combine all of the dry ingredients first. There is a little higher amount of baking powder than what you would find in a typical recipe because my kids really like those fluffy pancakes. So this is 3½ teaspoons of baking powder. You've got ½ a teaspoon of salt and then just 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. I like to use brown sugar. If you're gonna use white sugar, you might use a little bit more, maybe 2 tablespoons, just because it's not quite as flavorful. But trying to keep that sugar content low. And this was 1½ cups of flour total, so I did 3/4 a cup of the brown whole wheat flour and 3/4 a cup of the white flour. Once you've got all of those dry ingredients combined, I just make a well in the middle of the pile of dry ingredients. And then we're gonna add in the milk and egg and butter right into the center. We're using 1 1/4 cups of milk. One whole egg, and then 3 tablespoons of softened butter. And then we're going to whisk that together in the center and then slowly incorporate those dry ingredients so that it's all nice and combined. All right, once you have it well incorporated, it's gonna be maybe a little bit lumpy, and that's totally fine. All right, so now that our batter is prepared, we're gonna heat up a little bit of olive oil in a skillet, probably just about 1 tablespoon, you don't need a lot. And then I'm gonna use this peanut butter jar, and we're going to put a few scoops of that batter right into the peanut butter jar. And then we're just gonna shake it up a little bit more. That's gonna get some of that peanut butter into the batter. And then once that oil is nice and hot, we're gonna have a tasty little peanut butter pancake. Okay, so once the oil is nice and hot, we're just gonna pour the batter in, about 1/4 a cup per pancake. And then keep going with the batter in the peanut butter jar until all of that's done. And then you can even scrape the inside of the peanut butter jar again with a rubber spatula to make sure you're getting all of that peanut butter incorporated. But I found that even just shaking it up, you're gonna get a lot of that peanut butter flavor into those pancakes regardless. And now once these have little bubbles on top, that's how you can tell they're about ready to flip. And we're gonna let those get nice and golden brown. And so here are our nice fluffy pancakes with a little bit of peanut butter.